Hello, everybody. Welcome to the weekend update, February 28th. It feels like January took like 6 months and February took like a week. But so we're at the end of February, which means spring is springing. And starting March 1st tomorrow, all of our listings are going to go crazy. Everybody's going to want to buy and sell, and it's going to be a very bright day. So I like that. That's a great picture there with the Cardinal, February 28th. We're showing the end of winter, getting into spring here. So lots of exciting stuff going on. We really want to dive into the market stats. We have a couple new things that came out from Bright this week I want to show you as well here. So first thing, let's dive into our Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. So this is the whole D.C. metropolitan area, our biggest footprint here. So showings, we had 20,500 showings this week. Very interesting data. So 10% less showings than last year at this time. So last year there were 22,000, but 20% more than last week. So all the indecision going on, we had 16,000 last week and 20,000 this week showing. So a lot more people out looking at homes this week. So great sign to get those buyers out there. Our contracts were up basically the exact same, 0.6%, but down 8% from a year ago, but still kind of moving positive. We had stepped backwards a little bit the last 2 weeks. Median time to contract, 3 days, that's fine. New listings, 1,347 new listings. Super interesting data here. Now, I made a big deal about saying, oh, everybody's selling their homes, and we hadn't really seen that yet. This is the first week we've seen a real influx of inventory, so I'm super excited about what this could mean for showings and contracts going forward, every week going forward. But 16% more listings this week than last year at this time. That's the first time we've really seen a big jump in inventory, and 22% more listings this week than last week. We certainly expect to jump from last week to this week because each week that we get into the spring, we see more listings. But the 16% more than last year at this time, that's a pretty interesting number to me. That's the first time we've, seen a little bit more inventory out there, which is good for us. Look, I explained this in the staff for HQ2U on Wednesday. We have so much more demand than we have inventory that we need a little bit of this evening out process. So inventory numbers jumping is not the end of the world for pricing, not the end of the world for anything going on right now, but more inventory is good for us. Transactions, a little bit more balanced market, not 19 offers for every listing, all the kind of the stories that we've been hearing as we move around. Our active inventory, just under 6,000 active listings. That's 25% more than last year, than at the same time last year. And that was about 16, 18, 19 last week. So that is increasing. So that's good stuff. And 4% more inventory than last week. So I love all those numbers. Good stuff overall. I love to see more inventory coming out, and a little bit more balancing of the markets. Hopefully that trend continues a little bit. North Central Virginia, 5,200 showings, 21% more than a week ago, which we expect a little bit of. 12.5% less than last year, though. So still not really kind of in that great spot. Purchase contracts, 13% more than a year ago. Not great, but even week to week. So we haven't seen the contract translation quite yet, but normally that's going to chase the listings a little bit. Our new listings in this market, not as dramatic as the DC area. 4.5% more listings than a year ago. 7.7% more than last week. The 7.7% more than last week, that's pretty normal. We should see 5 to 10% more week over week. But really compared to the last year is an interesting number. The active inventory. So there's a little bit more inventory in North Central Virginia. 30.6% more than last year at this time, and about the same as last week. So interesting stats there. We go into that Baltimore metro region, another very big region. Showings almost the exact same, 15% less than a year ago, but up 14% from last week. Our new contracts down 8% from last year, but up 4.5% week over week. So that's really similar to what we saw in North Central Virginia in both those. Our new listings only up 2% from a year ago and up 16.5% from last week. So we're not seeing the big jumps, Baltimore Metro, North Central Virginia, that we did closer around DC, which kind of jives with maybe a little bit of that government overturn in and out, but that's also can be with administration change, takes a month or two to sort out. So I'm not overreacting to anything quite yet. Active listings, 3,752 coming in. That's 15% more inventory than we had last year at this time, which is about the exact same number we had last week, and almost the exact same amount of inventory week over week. Our last one, Maryland, West Virginia Panhandle. This should be the least affected, really, by any changes around DC, I would think. Showings down 5% from a year ago, up 12% week over week. Good news there. Contracts up 6% from last year, up 1% week over week. New listings, 175 new listings. That's 13.5% more than last year at this time. and 19% more than a week ago. So we do see some real good positive momentum there. Again, it's a really small number though, 175. So 5 or 10 one way or the other can skew those percentages a little bit. Active inventory up 20% from a year ago and almost the exact same from last week. So definitely a lot more inventory overall in all these markets. Now, Bright heard all the hubbub about the DC metro market. Let's make this one fully big if you can, Justin. So this one they've put out now, and we're going to send these out to you. This is comparing the greater DC region to all of Bright MLS areas. So Bright MLS, for those that don't know, goes from just north of Richmond all the way through New Jersey. So it's saying is what's going on in the DC metropolitan area, right around DC, really different than what's going on all over Bright. So interesting stuff here. Greater DC region up 13% from a year ago. Bright MLS only up 3.6%. These are the things I'm looking at a little bit. We just went through those numbers a second ago. List price, it's up a little bit less in the DC region than against the Bright MLS overall. Our showings are down 9% kind of in both regions. As we move down to the bottom there, percentage of actives with a price drop, it's about the same DC region throughout. And then new pending contracts, about the same, 7% less than a year ago at this time, 8% less across the whole Bright MLS region. So none of this really tells me anything different than in the DC region than all over, except maybe the listing stuff a little bit, which we talked about. The other slide you're seeing pop into your screen right now, this is in that DC region where they're going to break it down by county. This is also attached to the email about the weekend update. Download this so you can view it in full force. This shows how many more in Fairfax County, Loudoun County, Alexandria, Prince George's County. Shows how many listings compared to last year at this time compared to last week. So really breaks it down on a county basis so you can really see if this starts to swing. This is something we're going to have in here every week going forward. So I appreciate them breaking out that DC market even deeper for us. Great stuff. Now we're going to forward roll into what's going on at Samson. Our top rock stars for last week. So these are the top 5 individuals in volume at Samson for last week. Johnny McCambridge, an OG at Samson, number 1. Great job, John, with great help from Kathy, of course. Christopher Urick, number 2. David Neely, number 3. One of the bright and shiny faces just joined us, actually, probably 10 days ago. Even transferring listings this week. Number 4 in volume already, Julia Foard-Lynch, just a fantastic realtor out of the Warrenton area. Michael DeAngelis, number 5, and then in overall top 5 in volume. Julia Foard-Lynch, as I call her, JFL, number 1 in transactions in the whole company in her first full week at the company. Amazing, Julia. Christopher Urick, number 2. John McCambridge, number 3. Prudence Wafo, number 4. And David Neely, number 5. Congratulations to our top performers. Our top teams in volume, Carolyn Young team, just continuing to crush it. Great job, Carolyn. Number 1 in volume. Fox Homes team, number 2. Shepherd Homes Group, number 3. Major Key Real Estate, number 4. Redstone Group, number 5. How many fantastic teams are we blessed with here at Samson? Awesome job to all 5 of you. Top 5 in transactions for the week. Similar list. Carolyn Young, number 1. Shepherd Homes, number 2. Fox Homes, number 3. Major Key, 4. And Redstone, number 5. Fantastic job by you 5 teams. And there's dozens we didn't even name there. So congratulations. Great job. Samson Awards was, can't believe it was only last week. It feels like a long time ago. But it was last week. Just a reminder, if you missed the show, go to SamsonAwards.com. You can watch the full video, photo galleries, download your graphics. You can plug your name in, put them on social, brag about it. Great stuff there. We had a great time. Thank you to everybody that attended. Thank you for the staff that worked so hard to put on an amazing show. I wish we could have 6,000 people in attendance. Unfortunately, that would be a very big bill and a very big venue to make that happen. But in the future, we'll keep trying to do our best to award and acknowledge everybody that does a fantastic job throughout our company. A reminder, our sales meeting from last week, I guess it was last week as well. It was up. You can watch that later. Our next one's going to be March 19th. We had great feedback with Tonga Turner and Elizabeth Klein last week. I'd encourage you to go back and watch that. Great tips for the everyday realtor, and talks a lot about the psychology of sale with Elizabeth. So thank you for their adding into our wealth. We've got a treat, guys. I'm hearing that we've already got a ton of people RSVPing. I think we've only mentioned on one weekend update. So I think people are excited about this. But March 11th, so 10, 12 days from now where I'm sitting here, Jason Cheperdeck's going to teach a class, Business Mastery Roadmap. He is phenomenal. He's going to do 4 classes this year for us. It's going to be a whole series of 2-hour classes, and I would encourage you to come and be a part of it. It's going to be at the First Heritage Building in Fairfax. We got the whole penthouse suite. It can feed and fit about 80 people in there. So we want to fill that room. Jason's got great energy, great teacher, and he's going to give you that roadmap. If you can't get there, I would encourage you. Jason has a great series, how to become a 7-figure realtor, that he's done a whole video series. You can find that on the Nest that he gives to all Samson Properties realtors. So thank you, Jason, and we're looking forward to that class on the 11th. On the 13th, Ryan McLaughlin, one of a good friend of mine, is our NVAR CEO, great guy. He's going to come in, teach something here. He's going to update you on everything going on in NVAR, forums, questions, concerns, what's going on. If you're an NVAR member, I'd encourage you to come in, get that face-to-face with our CEO and find out what's going on across that Northern Virginia footprint. Just a reminder, we've got tons of lunch and learns all over the place. Normally 3 a week that you can invite your friends to. They can also always go to joinsamson.com, set up a one-on-one with me or one of the recruiting staff, or they can set up a Zoom or watch a video that I've done on Join Samson with all things Samson. So introduce them to me. Remember, you get recruiting rewards. And one of our great recruiting team, all of the picture there, and my man Mark Lubelai will help him out and get him over here to Samson. Exciting announcement. You guys are continuing to support Cardinal Title Group in such an amazing way. They were number 2 in the largest title companies in the whole metropolitan area by the Washington Business Journal last week. I actually would contest number 1 a little bit. I think they might be fudging some numbers if you're going to be honest. But right now we're ranked number 2 officially. I think it's under protest. It's not really under protest, but it's Donny protest, if we're going to be honest. But I'm very, very proud. I mean, I remember years ago, Cardinal Title wouldn't even made a list like that. So thank you all for all your support. Thank you for the great, hardworking people at Cardinal that do a fantastic job and earn your business and earn it to keep coming back. So Washington Business Journal, number 2, a fantastic accomplishment. One thing the Cardinal Title Group does for us and provides these great contract trends. So these are on all the contracts that came in last week. So if we can zoom in on that, I'm going to dive in with you. We've got 135 contracts that came in the Cardinal last week. Now, these two kind of go in conjunction a lot, and I talked about this, but our days on market at the bottom. The blue is stuff that went under contract in 7 days or less, and then the blue up top is if it went above list price. White is kind of mid-contract, list price. Black is long and lower than list price. So you can see that the blue, 32% in West Virginia, where it went quick, 32% went above list. 57% of Virginia went quick, 51% went above list. 18% in Maryland, D.C. went quick, 36% went above list price. It's not rocket science, guys. You price it right effectively, and you list it and show it in the right condition. You're going to get multiple offers. You're going to go above list price, and your seller's going to be happy. Financing, almost everybody financing as far as contracts that went in for us. Very little cash. About a third in seller subsidy, West Virginia, a quarter in Virginia, and about half in Maryland, D.C. got seller subsidy, which is interesting. Finance contingency, appraisal contingency, almost everybody getting in West Virginia and Maryland, about probably 3/4 in Virginia. Home inspection contingency. This is an interesting one. Virginia treats it differently almost every time. West Virginia, they always get them. Maryland, D.C., we get about 3/4, 2/3 of them. And then Virginia, only a third of the deals got a home inspection contingency. Interesting dynamic, and it's just different markets. And it's interesting if you work across different markets to kind of keep that in mind because, asking for an inspection in Virginia might be a big deal, whereas Maryland, D.C., or especially West Virginia, they just assume you're going to get one. Last one I'll go over there is the buyer rep. 99% of people got paid on the contract, the buyer's agents, from the seller, which is great news. 95% of those got 2% or higher. 95% of those got 2% or higher in their contract. So great stuff. Not seeing a lot of trends moving away from us getting paid our full commission. Full list of or a lot of other classes we're highlighting. David DiMattina, one of our brokers, is going to teach a Mosley broker class. Scan this for details. You can also go to the Nest. It's going to be in the Chantilly office March, April, May. So if you're interested in getting your broker's license, you can do some in-person classes with us. Pat Sowers, one of our great coaches and teachers here, he's going to teach a class Tuesday morning with Samson Plus on mastering what makes you money. We hear a lot of things around this. We spend all this time on stuff that doesn't make us money or keep us focused. Mastering on what makes you money, focus on that, get better at it. I love it. A doubleheader event with Lynn. Doubleheader, I like these. Tuesday, in the studio in Chantilly. Seller consultation, 10 to 11:30. We let Lynn breathe, go take a drink, come back, 12 to 1:30. Precision proof your marketing, working with attorneys. Great classes by Lynn. If anybody's been in Lynn's classes, they know that it's a delight. You're always going to learn something. So she's got a doubleheader event here on Tuesday. I'd encourage you to be a part of that. Good stuff there. Wednesday, we'll be in D.C. We had to postpone this because of snow a couple weeks ago. So we're going to have our HQDU in our D.C. NOMA office. Really looking forward to this. Some great stuff from agents like Tiffany Dodson, from our staff, Heather, Will, Donny and Sarah, Bethany, I'm sure. And then we've got Aladdin going to do some commercial stuff in the afternoon. We've also got Lynn doing a Selling Your Value workshop in the afternoon. So many great things at that DC NOMA HQDU. Look for it coming up in Columbia and Alexandria to close out the month of March as well. All right, full schedule to close this out here. Weekly Boost with Lynn Hamilton on Monday. Zillow Showcase training, Monday at 11. I saw some threads on our Facebook group. People are loving Zillow Showcase. I really think you should showcase all your listings. Pop in there Monday at 11 o'clock if you want to learn more about that. Print marketing at 3 o'clock with Thomas Sullivan from our marketing team. The Pat Sowers group coaching class Tuesday morning. Lynn's doing her daily double Tuesday. Seller consultation. And then the recession proof of your marketing. A Bold Trail class with Will on Tuesday. Sky Slope on Tuesday. HQDU all day Wednesday. I want to see everybody out there. Come to the DC office. It's beautiful if you haven't been there. Full day of training. Want to see lots of your smiling faces there. Wednesday, Will also teach Bold Trail landing squeeze pages at 12 o'clock as well. Thursday, business planning class in Lake Ridge. Great stuff. Real Scout training with Stephanie Burke in the Gainesville office on Thursday. A Bold Trail class on campaigns and hashtags. You can create business and activity on your page for free with campaigns and hashtags. We'll teach you how. Learning Trails with Lynn, business card do's and don'ts on Thursday. Master Your Marketing, a new FSBO approach for sale by owner. Everybody needs listings. Listings are key nowadays. Lynn can help you try to get those with that class on Thursday. Getting Legal with Leslie. Leslie's got lots of spunk, great stuff. She's also in the GCAR Grievance Board member. So things you can and cannot do. Thursday night, virtual class, 7 to 8 o'clock. So you do dual careers. Maybe you get scared about what to do and not to do. Hop into that class. Thank you, Leslie, for doing that. Friday morning, bright and early, fast track commercial trading with Aladdin. A weekly mortgage update with First Heritage. And then the Lofty Basics with Stephanie on Friday as well. That's all of our great classes. Remember, we got orientations every day, all over the place. If you just got too many things flying at you with Samson, get to an orientation. Our staff is great. They'll lock you in on all things Samson. And then they will also now you'll get to know them, and they can be your resource to help you guide you through all the great things we have. Tons of resources here at Samson. Just a reminder, that great page that's on the Nest as well. Want to continue to thank you all for all your support. Winter's always a little bit slower for all realtors and companies and everything. We're through that. March tomorrow, it's going to be a great spring, great summer. I'm thankful for all of your loyalty, all of you have joined our family, and all the support of Cardinal Title Group. It's fantastic. Hopefully you guys have great things planned for this weekend. In the Samson household, you can see a picture pop up here now. Tonight, I'll be at Potomac Falls High School. The Light Ridge girls basketball team is playing for the region championship. So we're excited about that. My daughter Sophie's on the team. I know her main gig, and you're going to have to listen to me all spring about her playing lacrosse, but she's also plays hard as a member of the basketball team. And we've got the region championship tonight. So a lot of really good girls that they've been friends and grown up with Sophie since first grade. So it's been, I think I've coached all of them at some point. So it's a lot of fun to watch them succeed. So big game tonight for them. And then, lots of other basketball playoffs and fun stuff going on. So hopefully I'll see you guys have some good stuff around town with your family, and hopefully making a lot of business as well. Thank you all for all you do. Next week, DC, we got lots of great classes here on Tuesday. We've got DC HQDU on Wednesday, and lots of amazing things going all over our footprint. So thank you all, and I'll see you soon. Take care.